This next point on the agenda is actually something I'm very excited about. The Gen A Alumni Travel Fund that is supported by IMP AG. And yeah, at this point, thank you again to Stefan and Karin Wiederkehr, who are making this program possible. And it is my great pleasure to invite Jeanette Gautschi to the stage. She has been the recent recipient of this travel program and will provide us a brief update about her project in between her 2 trips. So please come and join us on the stage, Jeanette.
Here we go. Okay. On that note, there will be a break immediately afterwards. If you do have questions regarding the travel grant or regarding Jeanette's travel, be it metaphorically or in person, you will have time for it during the break later.
Great, so thank you very much. It's a great honor to be here and speak about the travel grant. So my name is Jeanette, nice to meet you all. My project is about generating local business and global impact. So before I get started, a bit background about myself. I also have a business background. It's not HSG, but I somehow still ended up at a Big 4 firm at KPMG. But I think the most important thing is that I'm a Gen A alumni of 2023 and the recipient of last year's Gen A Travel Grant. So what is the project all about? Solar energy is one of the most important things coming up. So I think all of you know about the solar panels here in Switzerland. But are there any alternatives? That's what my question was to figure out in this project. So what I wanted to do is to find suppliers in China, especially in the Shenzhen region, that provide solar tiles, which are not yet as common in Switzerland. So on my journey there, I visited various suppliers to basically found a company to import solar tiles from the region to Switzerland. So 2 trips are planned, or one already happened, one in March, where together with a professor from Shenzhen Technology University, I visited various solar tile suppliers in the Shenzhen area. So Professor Hu Yanfei from the university, Shenzhen Technology University is a sister university of FHNW, so that's how we got the connection. She's also working in the photovoltaic sector. The second trip will be in May, where I will be revisiting the suppliers and also wrap up the project, which is also simultaneously my master's thesis. So the goal overall is to create the startup. On the left side, you see a picture of 2 years ago, where I had my first trip in China ever, where we visited various startup hubs and companies. And it was great to see, because it was my first time in China, and it inspired me so much to get to know the region more and also possibly work with companies there together. So maybe some background about the current solar situation in Switzerland. Solar power provided 8% of Switzerland's electricity at the end of 2023, but it could possibly meet 50% of the nation's electricity demands by 2050. But where is all this solar power coming from? So on the upper graph, you can see that China is is the biggest PV module exporter in the world. So of course, China would be the perfect place to find these suppliers. Also, based on the Swiss Energy Act that's been enforced since 2018, the goal is to develop renewable energies. So the project would also be in line with the government goals. So maybe a bit of background about the Shenzhen Technology University. It was recently founded only around, I think, 2015 to 2017, but it is a major university already with a gigantic campus outside of Shenzhen. Thanks to my professor that set up all the connection to the suppliers, I was able to visit various firms. So we had various solar firm visits. Here you can see HelloTech, which is a company based in Shenzhen. They also provide various other solar products, but newly developed solar tiles, which has been on the market since this year, February, have been developed. So here the company employee was showcasing how durable these solar tiles are. And on the bottom left, next to me is my professor, and on the far left is Jingxi, which she was very vital for this project, which I will tell you all about later. So a big thing was also the business culture. For me, it was the first time doing business in Asia, or let's say in China. It was great to have Jingxi with me, because with every meeting, I would present the project in English, and then she would have to translate everything in Chinese, because the companies, they weren't, or didn't have a person speaking that well English. So, of course, part of these company visits were also taking a lot of pictures together. And on the upper left, I had my first Chinese tea ceremony, so that was great as well. It was my first time, and I always had to look like to my friend Jingxi what she was doing, because of course you can't drink the tea too fast, because else they would have to pour it right after, but also not let it just sit. So that was also a first for me. Here on the right side, you can see the delicacy that I had at a business lunch where I was invited. It's a pigeon. It was my first time having it, but just tastes like chicken. It was great. So the highlight of my trip was an interview with the Consul General Marcus Thier and the Economic Officer Jerry Yongfeng Cheng in Guangzhou. It was a great honor to be there for a 1-hour one-on-one interview with them to learn more about the relations between China and Switzerland. Consul General Marcus Thier has only been in office since January, February, so it was great to see his fresh perspective on China as well. Because prior to that, he's been stationed, I think, in South America and South Africa. So it was great to hear their inputs. And overall, during the whole trip, it was great to see how open the people were to doing business, being very open. Everyone wanted to help, so it's only been overall a great and amazing experience. And of course, I went to Shenzhen via Hong Kong, and I could not miss Asia Society Hong Kong. So if you're ever in Hong Kong, you need to visit their office, which is simultaneously also a big museum. So definitely highly recommend. And also I got to sneak a picture with the president of Asia Society Hong Kong during an event, which is a great experience as well. So yeah, thank you all. This was a quick overview about the project. Of course, there was way more happening, but I tried to fit in as much as possible in the time frame. And yes, thank you again to Stefan and Karin Wiederke. Without them, the project definitely wouldn't have been possible. And also from the kickoff, we had a few inputs from the board members, which were very great for this project as well. So I'll be going for the next steps, I'll be going on this Wednesday back to Hong Kong, Shenzhen, and Shanghai. So if you have any tips, please let me know. But yeah, to revisit the suppliers, hopefully set up the first projects. Also still need to do a bit more market research in the region about like people that are interested in the solar tiles. But yes, this is basically the project of this year, and thank you very much for your attention.